This right here gonna be a cakewalk.
We're less than 2 days away from the Tekken Talk Live special, where they will be talking about a couple of things. One is the DLC. This is not something that we highlighted enough because the conversation's been very much on the topic of balancing, because I think, one, it's fair that the developers haven't balanced the game for a full year, so players would be interested to see what they are going to do now, finally. But then also, when you do talk about characters, a lot of people know that the Anna teaser is basically Anna. It's unconfirmed, but it's confirmed in all of our hearts. But will they announce another character? That's the question. I've seen a discussion taking place on Twitter where players were talking about them revealing all the DLC at once instead of doing one at a time. And this reminded me of a poll that I did 6 months ago. This was around the time of Evo Vegas. And I simply asked one at a time or all at once. And as you can see here, one at a time won, just barely, with 14,000 votes, 52%. That's 7,000 people saying to keep it one at a time. And it is kind of strange when you compare Tekken to all of the other fighting games, it's the only one that's still doing one at a time. Like Fatal Fury, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, like I think Guilty Gear may be doing one at a time, I'm not sure. But when you think of a fighting game, they're usually doing all at once, and Tekken is the only one that's not doing that. And players are kind of tired of it, as you can see here with this person who quote tweeted me. With this being a Tekken Talk and not a actual event like Evo Vegas or Evo Japan or Tekken World Tour Finals, I don't think they'll announce more than one character. I think that we're in tune for just one announcement, one character, but maybe next year, or maybe Evo, they give us two characters. I don't know. But I think this event is going to be big, but it's not going to be big enough to capture the whole like FGC like they normally do. So they'll probably do one character. But something to look forward to after is a Clive stream featuring Ben Starr. This is the voice actor for Clive Rosfield. Now I think if they did something like this sooner, like January, December, would have been way cooler. Now players have their ideas, their minds made up on who Clive is as a character, and it's not really good. A lot of people really don't like the matchup. His range is so far, his damage is pretty crazy. He's a pretty simple character as well. So considering that everyone already has an understanding, a good understanding of who Clive is, I don't know what they can talk about in this stream, but regardless, for people who are maybe for people who but regardless, if you want to check this out, here's the time where you'll be able to do so. Even though update 1.12 wasn't the biggest, it wasn't the most aggressive in terms of balancing, it brought some good stuff to the game. But it also brought this glitch here, where when you try to customize Yoshimitsu, you can still see the blue on his neck where his armor is at. You have multiple different outfits where this occurs, and this is a glitch that the developers should take a look at. You even have this clip here from iMusician where he's using a player 2 outfit, but the blue from the player 1 outfit is still being visible. Something like this just speaks to how difficult it is to do all of these different customizations and colors, and this is just like a glimpse into like how complex this game is, especially when you're talking about their ability to save all of this stuff, render it online, continuously update it. Very complex stuff. Sometimes it goes left like this one, but it's no big deal. Let's patch it, fix it, and then we're good. While we're on the topic of Yoshimitsu, Spaghetti Rip got torched a little bit. You guys can let out your frustrations on me if you like. Truth is, Bandai Namco communicated well over the years, doing a tech talk and seeing tweets from the devs acknowledging that they're looking into certain issues is strong evidence of that. Regardless of what you think of the game right now, I'm personally super hopeful and excited, in parentheses, for Yoshimitsu nerfs. Can't tell if this is sarcasm. The player bases in the comment section definitely didn't get the sarcasm either, and they're letting him have it. I think the issue is, because I would agree that the developers do listen and they do pay attention and they do like hear the player base, but the issue is that they handcuff themselves and they're not changing the game. They're taking all of our requests in, but then they're not doing it in the next update. They're saying, nope, we're going to do that later, we're going to do that later, we're going to do that later. And then here's the weird part: they delayed the balancing of this game for tournaments, but tournament players are the ones who's begging for the buffs and nerfs the most. So it just brings up this idea of like, who are you actually delaying the updates for? I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but there was a 5-on-5 tournament that just happened. It was called the Mastercup, and it was a pretty amazing event. A Clive player in Mastercup 5v5 just annihilated the opposing team entirely by himself. His 4 other teammates didn't even have to do anything. Now, this tournament wasn't the most competitive. As evidence of that, you have a team full of Lee mains. That's crazy in a competitive environment. But when this Clive player bodied a whole team by himself, people just pointed to this as evidence of the character being crazy. And then also you could talk about the different levels of skill. Since this wasn't the most competitive event, there were still some good players there, but Clive is a scrub destroyer. And him bodying this way in this tournament makes so much sense. You had many different examples of just people playing for fun, people playing casually. What was really fascinating was you had a team with Harada-san, Michael Murray, Nakatsu, Markman, and also Takakana. You guys may remember Takakana was once canceled. This was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. She was canceled for talking about short people, talking about women, and she's a woman herself, so that's kind of strange, but she was talking about like a lot of stuff. I can't even say it, but she got canceled, came back, she was bigger than ever, and now she's playing on the team developer side. She shrugged off that cancel like it was nothing. But you had this moment here in the tournaments where you had 2 Nina players, and then also pay attention to Harada's name. Average height 169 centimeters, 5-player Mishima Zaibatsu. What? I think that's a pun related to what Takakana said it got canceled for, but that's pretty funny. But yeah, the white Nina is on Harada's team, and then the default Nina is on the other team. And as you can see, it was a 3-0 blowout for this round at least. And another guy, he really didn't pop off like that, but Harada's response is the one that got a lot of people talking. As you can see here, he takes off the headset, and then boom, it's going to flip over to Harada. Boom. Now Harada's standing there, he's lifting up his phone, and then it zooms in. I'm going to turn up the sound so you guys can hear this one, and I'll tell you what it says after.
鉄拳とかの愉快な仲間たちが1勝目ですかね。
そうですかね。そうですね。1勝目ですかね。
おっとニーナナフ確定おっとこれはまずい
しつけ
なんていうことだ
It says Nina Nerfs confirmed. That's what Harada typed out in Japanese on his little note app. And then watch him do the thumbs up, thumbs down. Watch this.
こんなところで重要な決定がなされてしまう
Thumbs
やめてくだ
down.
さい
And what I want to highlight here is isn't this the Armor King? The thumbs down? Isn't that the Armor King? Teaser? No, I'm just playing. Harada saying Nina nerfed confirmed. Obviously, a lot of people consider her to be the best character in the game. I think it goes probably Nina, Yoshi, then Jin. Maybe Nina, Jin, then Yoshi. Something like that. But with Harada, trolling the whole idea of her getting nerfed, it's probably going to come true. When you talk about just balancing in general, I wonder if the developers will really do it. What we saw in Tekken 7 is that they never really destroyed characters. The balancing the tier list never really changed like in a meaningful way. Like, yes, some characters got hit, one character gets hit, but we never saw all of the top tiers fall and a new set of top tiers rise up. And that's what players were asking for in Tekken 8. Yoshi, Nina, Jin, and Claudio, whoever else is the top tiers, players want all of them gone, out of there, irrelevant, dusted, and let a new wave of characters rise up. That is something they never done before, and I wonder if they'll do it now.